You ever walk into a place you built with your bare hands, well, figuratively speaking, of course, and get treated like you're just in the way? That's how my morning started at Aurora Galleria. And honestly, I wish I was exaggerating, but here's what really went down. First lights, just hitting the glass front of the mall, painting the whole thing gold like some kind of promise. I'm rolling up in my Navy suit, gold accents, the drill projecting calm, authority, all that executive image stuff they drill into you at Harvard. I step out, doorman nods, valet scrambles, yeah. It's supposed to look like a scene out of a movie, like power recognizes power, but trust me, the real show hadn't even started yet. Inside, the place is buzzing with investors and the kinds of folks who speak in projected ROI and luxury market positioning like it's their first language. The air is heavy with ambition and the subtle scent of expensive cologne, and there at the front, behind a wall of glass and a desk stacked with guest lists, is Michelle Hayes. Platinum hair, buns so tight you could bounce a quarter off it, face set in that neutral hospitality mask, except I caught the flicker of recognition before she schooled her expression. I hand over my invitation gold foil, the whole 9 yards, signed by the chairman himself, and wait for the red carpet to roll out. Instead, there's this pause, the tiniest beat, before a security guard named Lucas steps up, tall as a linebacker, and leans in, voice low. "If you'd kindly step to the side, Dr. Blackwell." I swear, it's like the whole room stops. He's talking about other VIPs ahead of me. I glance at Michelle, but her smile is pure customer service, not a hint of apology. "Let me back up a cease. You need to understand. I'm not just an invited guest. I'm the principal investor behind the entire Central Mall expansion, a $500 million project. My name's on every brick, every document, every projection." But right then, they're guiding me to the side, a row of leather chairs for general visitors. I feel the eyes on me, or maybe it's the absence of ice. Everyone's suddenly very focused on not noticing what's going on. The Lennox family, in their designer threads, stroll past, getting champagne flutes and the velvet rope treatment like they're royalty, while I'm sitting there, literally locked out of my own party. You ever hear your mom's voice in your head at times like this? Mine always said, "Respect is something you demonstrate." So I sit there, back straight, no anger, just taking notes, mentally, of every little slight. Meanwhile, Michelle's greeting people like old friends, not checking credentials, nothing, while I'm the one with the gold embossed invite, left waiting. Not one person even glances my way. The humiliation's sharp, I'm not gonna lie. So, to keep my hands busy and my dignity intact, I get up, grab a bottle of water from the refreshment station, and stand off to the side, watching the crowd. That's when I notice Emma, a new intern, looking over with this flash of recognition. She leans into Michelle, whispers something probably about me, probably about the absurdity of this VIP access charade. But Michelle's got that stare that'll freeze boiling water, and Emma slinks away, looking like she just remembered she's got 100 brochures to sort. I let myself smile. I've seen this before, this quiet choreography where power gets reinforced not by shouting, but by who gets let past the rope and who gets left behind. And I'm thinking, isn't it funny how you can put your whole heart into building something, just to have someone else decide you don't belong? The clock's ticking. I'm supposed to be in a board meeting, upstairs meeting. Mind you, and nobody's coming for me. Every second that passes, every time a new guest gets ushered in, feels like a slap, but I sit tight, posture perfect, counting down the minutes to my own humiliation. Then the real kicker. Michelle comes over with a practiced smile and says, "Thank you for your patience, Dr. Blackwell. We're just prioritizing a few last-minute VIPs." Patience. Yeah, that's what they call it when they want you to be quiet and invisible. All around me, the staff's eyes keep flickering away when I look up, as if I might remind them of something uncomfortable if they hold my gaze for too long. You know what I mean? It's that feeling when people think bias is a thing for training videos, not real life, and certainly not something you could call them out for in public. But I know better. My mother's voice is back. Never let someone else's prejudice steal your power. I don't move, don't protest. The more they try to freeze me out, the more I turn the discomfort back on them, sitting with my dignity so upright it might as well be a challenge. At some point, the intern, Emma, is hovering nearby again. Her eyes meet mine just for a second, but it's enough. There's a flicker of apology, maybe, or solidarity. It's small, but sometimes those are the things that get you through. But Michelle shuts her down with a look before she can say a word. The system's working exactly how it was designed, right down to the silent enforcers. But here's where it twists. I'm not just anyone in this building. I am the architect, the investor, the boss's boss. So I stand up, cross to a quiet corner, and pull out my phone, the one loaded with executive access, apps no one else in this lobby even knows exist. I type out a single, calm order. Immediate hold on all negotiations and approvals pending review of executive protocols. Sent. Done. The effect? Instant. Suddenly, the whole lobby's in flux. Michelle freezes mid-sentence as her tablet flashes red. Lucas gets a radio call and stiffens. Even the velvet ropes seem less important now that half the staff are scrambling, trying to figure out what's happening. The investors are checking their phones. The press is on standby. I just stand there, water bottle in hand, watching as the system grinds to a halt, every eye now flicking nervously to me. It's not about revenge. It's about respect. It's about making sure that next time, nobody has to watch their own project, their own life's work, get stolen from under them by gatekeepers who don't even know the story. Next thing, I'm in the boardroom with Chairman Prescott and the executive team. He asks for confirmation of the order. I give it, calm and direct. No more business as usual until we're sure this place stands for what it claims. Equity, respect, real accountability. Prescott's no full gets it. HR's on the line in seconds. Michelle's out, Lucas too, right then and there. Emma, the intern, gets a promotion to help rebuild the whole guest services process from the ground up. That's the movie ending, right? But life doesn't stop there. Word gets out. Headlines start spinning. Black woman CEO shuts down $500 million project after racial humiliation. Company pivots. Within weeks, Aurora Galleria is a different place. There are new faces at the front desk, more diversity, real smiles. The ropes are gone, replaced with digital check-in and feedback kiosks. Guest satisfaction goes through the roof. The staff knows now this is how it's going to be. Emma's blueprint becomes the standard. But here's the twist you don't see coming. Even Michelle and Lucas, after being shown the door, become part of the story. Michelle ends up volunteering, telling kids not to make her mistakes, trying to unlearn what the old system taught her. Lucas moves to another city, joins a community outreach program, says he wants to be part of the solution for once. Everywhere you look, the ripples spreading. Industry insiders start showing up to see what we're doing. Community advocates are invited to the table. We publish new recommendations on bias, host roundtables, keep the conversation going. Even a mural in the mall's new wing features real faces, mine, Emma's, guests from all backgrounds. Underneath, the words, "Inclusion is the architecture of progress." So yeah, Aurora Galleria gets its $500 million expansion, but more than that, it gets a new soul. I watch families of every color come and go, nobody stopping them, nobody checking if they belong. The guest equity index soars. Turns out, treating people right is good for business. You still with me? Because here's the thing, you can have all the power in the world, but if you're not willing to use it for what's right, it means nothing. Leadership isn't demanded, it's recognized. Privilege can't silence excellence. And exclusion won't ever kill a real vision. The day I was locked out of my own project was the day I took it all back, and now, every time I walk those marble halls, I remember it started with a simple act of not backing down. Now I gotta ask, what would you have done in my shoes? Where do you draw the line between patience and action, between protocol and justice? Let me know below, because this conversation's bigger than mites about how we all show up for each other when it counts.